have a job to do, boys.
To take down every One Piece character? Would it take 100 people to beat Luffy? Do you know how many regular humans it would take to take down every One Piece character? Would it take 100 people to beat Luffy? Or do we need billions to take this insanely strong guy down? Well, take Sanji for example. It would only take one person to beat him, a beautiful woman. Yeah, Sanji's the ultimate gentleman and would never lay a hand on a woman. Just like when Black Maria wrecked him, he wouldn't fight back no matter what. Sure, he's insanely durable, but if she kept hitting him long enough, he'd eventually go down. Moving on to Buggy, and honestly, it would only take 50 people to take him down. We all know Buggy is, well, not the strongest. Yeah, he's a literal Yonko now, but come on, that's just some BS. Sure, he's got the Chop Chop fruit and can split himself into pieces to take down his enemies, which is a pretty good ability. But physically, he's ridiculously weak. Like the other insanely powerful Yonkos, Buggy doesn't have the speed, strength, or durability that the others have. So if 50 people just rushed him and grabbed his body parts, Buggy wouldn't stand a chance.
あいつは影だ。影は光が強いほど濃くなる。つまり
Next up, we've got Arlong. And to take this guy down, you'd need 150 people. Now, Arlong is definitely a tough guy, and seeing as he's a fishman, he's literally 10 times stronger than a regular human. On top of that, he's the captain of the Arlong Pirates and has that big scary saw sword, like we all saw how hard it was for Luffy to defeat him back at Arlong Park. Still, he's not that strong. I mean, he doesn't have Haki or any Devil Fruit powers, so even though he's a tough shark man, 150 humans would absolutely be able to overwhelm him in numbers. Sure, some would fall, but in the end, the humans would win. Now, let's talk about Usopp. And to beat this guy, it would take 200 people. Too much? I know, Usopp looks, well, kinda weak at first glance. But trust me, it would take at least 200 people to actually bring him down. Why? Because he's a master of trickery, sniping, and running away at the perfect time. Yeah, Usopp doesn't fight fair. He'll blind you with flash dials, hit you with exploding stars, cover the battlefield with traps, and by the time you even figure out where he is, he's already sniping you from miles away. Still, 200 would be too much for him to handle, as when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, he won't last very long. And to beat Brook, it would honestly take 5,000 people, and I'm not even kidding. Like, this guy is literally already dead. So stabbing him, shooting him, or breaking his bones won't matter. He'll just get straight back up like nothing happened. On top of that, he's crazy fast. Seriously, this guy can slice through entire groups before they even realize what hit them. Oh, and don't forget his freezing slices, which can wipe out dozens instantly. Plus, he can literally knock you out with his music. Yeah, just a few notes and boom, you're asleep. So in the end, it would definitely take about 5,000 people swarming him to eventually defeat him. Moving on to Nico Robin, and it'd take 10,000 people to take her down. Thanks to her Hana Hana no Mi, Robin can sprout arms literally anywhere. On the floor, on walls, or even right on your body. Which means she'll use her favorite attack, snapping people's backs or necks. Yep, try to get close to her and she'll just break you. She can even create a giant clone of herself made entirely out of arms and just stomp tons of people at once. However, she can't use her Devil Fruit abilities forever. So after a while, facing that many people would drain her, which is why 10,000 people will be too much for her. Continuing with the Straw Hats, we've got Nami. And with 20,000 people, Nami might be defeated. Don't forget that Nami's not just a navigator, she's basically a walking natural disaster. With her Climatact and weather skills, she can create tornadoes or summon lightning bolts big enough to fry armies in seconds. Like, don't forget that she literally held back Big Mom with her insane lightning strike with Zeus. So good luck getting close to her, as she can easily wipe you out from a distance while staying completely safe. That said, Nami's not exactly a close combat fighter. So with 20,000 people charging her all at once, some would break through, and that's when she'd finally get overwhelmed. Another Straw Hat we gotta talk about is Chopper. And although he's super cute, it would also take about 20,000 people to take him down. With his Rumble Ball, he can transform into all kinds of forms and take out basically anyone coming at him, especially combined with his already insane strength, agility, and durability. But when too many people are charging at him at once, he'll just transform into his Monster Point, which we all know is this huge, terrifying, and ridiculously powerful monster. And now that he can stay in control of himself, he can swing his arms and wipe out entire squads like nothing. However, he's only able to use this powerful form for 3 minutes. After that, he turns into this tiny little cutie. And as we're talking about 20,000 people charging at him all at once, some of them would still be left. And that's game over for Chopper. Alright, let's talk about Franky. And you'd need 100,000 people to take him down. Yeah, Franky is literally a walking battleship. So if you try to punch him, it won't even leave a mark. On top of that, he's packed with weapons. Everything from rocket launchers to laser beams and machine guns. And don't even get me started on General Franky, which is when he basically turns into this massive unstoppable giant robot. So how would you be able to take him down? Well, after using General Franky and all of his weapons too much, he'll eventually run out of cola. And yeah, even though he'll keep swinging, once he's drained, he'll get overwhelmed and get taken down. Continuing with another Straw Hat, we've got Roronoa Zoro, and it'd take 600,000 people to beat him. We all know Zoro's an insanely strong swordsman. Like, he literally scarred Kaido, which is just insane. And with all of his different sword techniques, he will slash thousands instantly. Plus, this guy has the most insane durability. Like, he took Mihawk's slash back at the Barati, survived Kaido's attack on Onigashima, and of course, he took on all of Luffy's pain on Thriller Bark. So yeah, with that kind of strength and durability, 600,000 people will absolutely be needed to have a chance against this guy. Moving on to someone who isn't a Straw Hat, we've got Trafalgar Law. And for him, we're talking about 900,000 people. Why so insanely many though? Well, because of his ridiculously busted devil fruit, the Ope Ope no Mi. With just one swing of his sword inside his room, he can cut through hundreds of enemies at once without even killing them, just slicing them up into floating pieces. Plus, he can swap people's bodies, rip your heart out without spilling a drop of blood, and teleport himself away so you can't even touch him. And don't forget that Law's actually a really strong swordsman and fighter. So get close to him and you're done. But yeah, with 900,000 people, he'll eventually run out of stamina and get run down, as he won't be able to use his Ope Ope no Mi forever. Next up, we're gonna need 5 million people to take down this next guy, Shanks. Yep, Shanks is just that strong. I mean, his Conqueror's Haki is so insane that he would literally knock out a massive portion of people before the fight even starts. I mean, this man literally made an Admiral freeze in fear with just his Haki. So yeah, normal people don't stand a chance. But if you don't get knocked out from his Haki, Shanks will just use his insane swordsmanship, speed, and future sight to slice through thousands in seconds without breaking a sweat. Like with his Divine Departure, he deleted Kid and the Kid Pirates. So a few Divine Departures and he's taking out almost everyone. Plus, if you get close, Shanks got top-tier durability, so regular punches would literally not do anything to him. But hey, as we're talking about 5 million people, Shanks would eventually just get too exhausted to keep swinging his swords, and that's when he'd get taken down. And now we're going into the billions. Yep, billions, as it will take 2 billion people just to take down Big Mom. It might sound insane, but it kinda makes sense, because if you're even a little scared of her, you're done. Yeah, thanks to her Soul Fruit, if you're scared of her, and I mean, come on, who wouldn't be terrified of this huge Yonko monster? She can literally rip your entire soul right out of your body and kill you instantly. So she'd be stealing souls from tens of thousands at once. Combine that ridiculous power with her insane physical strength, her homies blasting people left and right, and her iron body that shrugs off attacks like nothing. Millions of people swarming her wouldn't even leave a scratch. So yeah, it would take billions of people, wave after wave, just to wear her down and maybe defeat her through pure exhaustion. Alright, let's talk about Doflamingo, and it'd take 4 billion people to defeat him. Doflamingo isn't anywhere near Big Mom's strength, but it would still take more people to take him down, and that's all thanks to his String Fruit. These ridiculously strong strings can slice buildings, control people like puppets, let him fly around, and even stitch himself up when he's injured. And now that his fruit is awakened, he's even more OP. Still, would it really take 4 billion people to take him down? Yep, you haven't forgotten about his ultimate move, Birdcage, right? He shoots up an insane amount of strings that then cover an entire area with indestructible razor-sharp strings that slowly shrinks until everyone inside is diced. You can't break it, you can't run from it, you're just doomed. So yeah, with all that said, 4 billion is the number it's gonna take to take him down. Now, the guy you've all been waiting for, Luffy. And to take down our favorite MC, it will take 6 billion people. And honestly, that still might not be enough. Like, remember at Fishman Island when Luffy knocked out 50,000 fishmen with just a single conqueror's Haki glare? Yeah, fishmen are 10 times stronger than normal humans, so he would easily drop millions before they even get close to him. Then with his Gear 5, he not only gets insanely fast and strong, he can also literally bend reality. And oh, he can easily become a giant to take down people even faster. Plus, even if people get close to him, they literally can't hurt his rubber body without blades. He's also way too fast, and even without seeing the future, he could easily dodge everything. But here's the problem. Luffy's one true weakness: no meat. If he goes too long without eating meat, he'll completely drain himself, like we saw in Egghead. So without meat to refuel and billions of people keep rushing him non-stop, he'd eventually run out of gas and collapse. That's literally the only way you're beating him. But 6 billion people? Yeah, that's still not enough to take down Boa Hancock, because to beat her, we need all of mankind. Wait, what? Luffy is way stronger than Hancock, so why would it take way more people to beat her? Simple. Her beauty. Yep, thanks to the Love fruit, anyone attracted to her, which, let's be honest, is like 99.9% of humanity, gets instantly turned to stone. Yeah, literally game over with just one look. And that's not even counting her insane Haki, ridiculous strength, and crazy speed. So most people would be statues before they even had the chance to fight, and the rest would just get destroyed. So unless you're immune to her beauty, all of mankind still might not be enough to defeat her. Continuing with people that would need all of mankind to maybe get beaten, we've got Blackbeard, humanity's worst nightmare. I mean, he's got two of the most insane devil fruits in the entire series, the Yami Yami no Mi and the Gura Gura no Mi. With the Darkness fruit, he can create, control, and transform into darkness at will, and of course, create black holes. Yeah, good luck getting close to him because he'll just create a black hole that'll swallow thousands at once. Now, don't forget his Quake fruit, because with it, he can create world-shattering earthquakes strong enough to sink entire islands. Like, how would Blackbeard even get taken down? Well, he's got one weakness, and that's that he feels way more pain than normal humans. So if you can actually land a hit before he sucks you into a black hole, he'll take a ton of damage. Meaning, maybe if all of mankind rushed him at once, he could get overwhelmed. But let's be real, actually getting close to him, that's gonna be really hard. But yeah, even all of mankind wouldn't be Yamato, Momo, and Luffy 3 times, and he still would have won if Luffy didn't awaken Gear 5. So Kaido isn't just strong, he's basically unkillable. His durability and endurance are absolutely insane. The only people to ever scar him are Odin and Zoro, which basically proves that nothing and no one on Earth can break through his thick skin. So even against infinite people, Kaido would never lose. And just like Kaido, it'd take an infinite amount of people to beat Akainu. And the reason's actually pretty simple. This guy can melt literally everything with his magma. Yep, thanks to the Mag fruit, no one can even get close to him without getting burned to ash. Like, do I even amount of people to even stand a chance against this guy? Why? Because Kizaru is literally light. He moves at light speed, attacks at light speed, and can wipe out entire battlefields in a flash. You can literally send 1 million people at him, and they'd all just get vaporized before they even realized what hit them. So as he's literally moving so fast that no human can see him, how do you even hit him? Now, last but not least, we gotta talk about Enel, because just like the rest, it'd take an infinite amount of people to try to take this guy down. Enel's got the Rumble fruit, which means he's a literal lightning person, so no one will be able to touch him, as they'll literally get fried. Plus, with one casual Thunderbolt or his massive Rego Ball, he could wipe out millions in seconds. Add his insane observation Haki to that, and Enel is literally unstoppable. So without Luffy's rubber plot armor, Enel could face an infinite army and he'd still be chilling. How many people would it take to take you down? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and watch this video next.